What's up, y'all? How you doing? It's your boy Dog from EBF Academy by English Black Friday. And guess what? Today, we're gonna talk about phrasal verbs. You know I love phrasal verbs, right? But look, these ones are special because I got them from sports. But these phrasal verbs that we use in sports, we also use in real life, in business conversation. Are you ready to learn them all? Let's go. So we're gonna start with this first one. I'm sure you know the meaning of this phrasal verb when it comes to sports. The phrasal verb is warm up. What is warm up? You know, before you start playing a game and then you prepare yourself for it, you do those little runnings, jumping jacks and stuff so you get warmed up. But what about this conversation in real life, in business situations? That means to prepare yourself both socially and mentally for something. Check the examples. It took a few minutes for the team to warm up during the meeting. It took a few minutes for the team to warm up during the meeting. So as you can see here, I'm using a meeting, which is in a business situation, right? At the workplace. And well, if the team took some time to warm up during the meeting, that means to prepare, mentally, for that meeting. So it took a little while for them to be ready for it. Second example, let's start with small talk to warm up the client. Let's start with small talk to warm up the client. So we're going to start with small talk like, hey, how was your day? Yeah, it's kind of cold outside, isn't it? Yeah. So, you start with small talk. So you prepare that client mentally for what comes next. So let's start with the small talk to warm up the client. Next phrasal verb, to cool down. Cool down in sports means that, well, you're going to relax a little bit, drink some water, so you're going to cool down because, it's really hot. You've been running for a long time. So then, cool down, drink some water, sit down. That's what you do. But in real life, to cool down means to become less emotional, to become calm in a situation. So let's say that you're going through some stress. So then I say, hey, look, let's cool down so that this conversation will go smoothly. Okay? Check the examples. Let's take a break and cool down before continuing this discussion. Let's take a break and cool down before continuing this discussion. Because maybe you're discussing something about your business. Well, somebody wants to change a few things in here, but you don't think this is the time to change. So, you guys start to get a little bit, stressed out. So then say, hey guys, let's take a break and cool down before continuing this discussion. Let's drink some water, go to the restroom, cool down because things are getting too emotional. Does that make sense? Second example, he needed a moment to cool down after the argument. He needed a moment to cool down after the argument. So here's one thing interesting. Discussion is something positive, all right? You're trying to find solutions for something. Argument is when you have a verbal fight. That's a confrontation. So, you start having that, say, hey, look, you're behind the camera, right? You should participate more in this video.
So, cool down. Relax.
Okay.
Breathe.
All right. Okay, so...
And don't talk to me like that.
Oh, what the... You understand it, right? So this is how it goes. So you see that, well, I started an argument with Natallí. Natallí was just like this. Come on, cool down, breathe, fine, and don't talk to me like that. I say, okay, let's take a break and cool down because the argument can just escalate. Next phrasal verb, kick off. Kick off is used when you're starting a game. For example, you play soccer. And then the first kick to start the game, that's called a kickoff. So the kickoff means to start something. In business, we use that for, starting a project, starting an event, maybe starting, a meeting. So check the examples. It's going to be very easy for you to understand this one. We'll kick off the project next Monday. We'll kick off the project next Monday. That means we will start this project next Monday. So we will kick off the project next Monday. Very simple, right? But this one is really, really useful. For example, you're having a conversation with your friends and you just go like this. Well, hey guys, I don't see any drinks or food in here. Come on, man. Let's kick this party off. That means let's start the party. Sound good? Next example. The meeting kicked off with a quick presentation. The meeting kicked off with a quick presentation. So there was a small presentation in the beginning. So this is how the thing kicked off. That's how the meeting kicked off. Clear? Next one. Workout. I'm sure you know about this one here. When you go to the gym to get these guns? Workout. When you go to the gym, you work out. That means you lift weight. When you do weight lifting. But workout in real life and also in business life is to find a solution for something, to work something out, also to end successfully. Check the examples. I'm sure everything will work out in the end. I'm sure everything will work out in the end. That means everything will fall into place. We're going to end this successfully. This is not going to be a problem. Everything will work out in the end. Next one. We need to work out a better strategy. We need to work out a better strategy. That means we need to find, a better strategy. We need to think about it and, find something that's going to be better. We need to work out a better strategy. Very easy, right? You ready for the next one? Let's go. Drop out. That means to stop participating. Participated in a course, participated in a program, participated in a process. When you study in college, but you decide not to continue, so you dropped out of college, you are a dropout now. So in real life, we use drop out all the time. So, hey, did you finish that course? No? Oh, you dropped out? Oh, okay. That means you stopped participating in that course. Does that make sense? Check the examples. He decided to drop out of the training program. He decided to drop out of the training program. Several candidates dropped out during the hiring process. Several candidates dropped out during the hiring process. Yeah, this happens, right? When they see maybe the salary is not what they were expecting or the qualifications they needed to have, but they don't, so they drop out during the hiring process. This happens to a lot of people. Has it ever happened to you? Make sure you tell me here. Have you ever dropped out of something? By the way, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and there is a bell down below. So when you click that, there'll be like notification. So when you click there, every time there's a new video, you will receive a notification. So then you can watch everything. All right, next one. Pull ahead. That means to gain advantage over others. To gain advantage over others. To pull ahead. Okay, that makes sense. Check the examples. Our company is starting to pull ahead of the competition. Our company is starting to pull ahead of the competition. That means we're gaining advantage over the other companies. So we are pulling ahead of the competition. That's great, right? Next example is this one. She pulled ahead after closing that big deal. That means that, she did it first. So everybody now is the next phrasal verb. Check it out. Falling behind, or to fall behind if you're from Texas. Fall behind, but fall behind, that means that you fail to keep up. So as I told you before, she pulled ahead of that competition because she did things before everybody else tried to do. So everybody is falling behind. They cannot keep up with her because she is pulling ahead. It's kind of the opposite. Check the example. Hey, we're starting to fall behind schedule. We are starting to fall behind schedule. That means, hey, we don't have a lot of time. Dead end is just right there. And we need to hurry up because we're starting to fall behind schedule. Clear? So you have the schedule in there and you don't have a lot of time to finish that activity. you have to hurry up. If you don't study regularly, you'll fall behind. If you don't study regularly, you'll fall behind. You got to burn that midnight oil, huh? Yes, this is what you got to be doing. Next phrasal verb, come back. Come back, very simple, right? But come back means to recover from a bad situation. To come back, to recover from a bad situation. Check the examples. The company made a strong comeback after the crisis. The company made a strong comeback, one word, comeback, because here is a noun, not the verb, okay? The company made a strong comeback after the crisis. This is pretty much what happened to me. Remember the pandemic? That was crazy, right? But EBF Academy made a strong comeback after the coronavirus crisis. This is how we use the comeback in here. Check the second example. He managed to come back after losing his biggest client. He managed to come back, now this is the verb, after losing his biggest client. That means he recovered from that bad situation, right? So he lost his biggest client, but finally, he made a strong comeback, or he came back after losing his biggest client. Thank God, his business safe. Take on, accept responsibility or challenge. This is very important. When you take on something, that means you accept to have that responsibility. For example, Natalie's behind the camera here. She's not a camera woman. She has to become one for this channel to happen. Baby, how do you feel about that?
Good.
You feel good now? You took on this responsibility. You took on the camera and you're recording everything, right?
Yeah.
Is it a difficult job?
No.
No? Is it?
You are difficult.
Oh, I'm the difficult.
Teimoso. Como é que fala teimoso?
Stubborn.
Stubborn.
Yeah, she said I'm stubborn. Well, check the examples. She decided to take on a leadership role. She decided to take on a leadership role. That means that she decided to accept the challenge of becoming the leader, of becoming one of the leaders. That's big. Second example, our team will take on a new project this quarter. Our team will take on a new project this quarter. That means that during this period of time, it's called a quarter. A quarter is like, think about the year and you divide the year into 4 parts. So each part is a quarter, okay? So, the first 3 months of the year would be the first quarter. So our team will take on a new project this quarter. That means that our team will be responsible, will accept this responsibility, this challenge this quarter. So this is pretty much how it goes. Clear, right? So take on, to accept responsibility. Next one. Knock out. I'm going to give you 2 different meanings for that. To knock out, when you're boxing, you can knock a person out. That's why you put KO. KO means knocked out. So when you impress someone, we use knock out of the park, which came from baseball, okay? So that's a different meaning here. So you have knock out, to knock somebody out. So you knock the person and the person is out. You have now knocked out of the park. So think about baseball. By the way, there's a video in here just about baseball vocabulary. I'm going to leave here down in the description. So when you have the bat, you're holding the bat and you hit the ball. You knock the ball out of the park. The park is the stadium. So when you knock it out of the park, that means that everybody can score for the team. All right, so it's called home run when they score. And if you have all the bases loaded, that means that we're going to score 4 times. That's a grand slam. But here's the thing. So knock it out of the park means to do something successfully, to impress someone. Check the example. She really knocked it out of the park with that presentation. She really knocked it out of the park with that presentation. So that presentation was fantastic. She really knocked it out of the park. That means she really impressed everyone. That was fantastic. But here's another meaning for knockout. That means to finish something quickly. So when you knock something out, that means you finish that quickly. I mean, you don't have a lot of time to finish, you're falling behind schedule, but now you have to do that very quickly. Check this example. Let's knock out these tasks before lunch. Let's knock out these tasks before lunch. That means that we have to finish all the activities, all the things that we have to do before lunchtime. So when you knock something out, that means you finish that quickly. So you don't fall behind schedule. Does that mean that you have a lot of time to do it? No, it's the opposite, right? You don't have a lot of time to do the activity, so you have to knock these things out before lunchtime. Clear? So these were all the 10 phrasal verbs that came from sports, but we use in real life, we use in everyday conversation, in business. Well, I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you very much for being here with me. I'm out of here. Bye.